Hello Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Virgo, today we're going to go over your overall energy as well as your person's overall energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. But before we get into tarot, just keep in mind that time is fluid. So this could either currently be happening or maybe happening at a later date. Also keep in mind that this is a general reading, so this reading may or may not resonate with you. If it doesn't, feel free to check out your other placements. But with all that being said, Virgo, let's get started. We're going to focus on you and your energy first, and then we'll jump over to them and their energy. What's the overall energy for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? So Virgo, we do have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Honeymoon is very similar to the Six of Swords in tarot, and I am definitely getting the Five of Swords strongly. I feel like you're moving past. You could very well be moving past, some tension and conflict that you were experiencing with someone. This could definitely be an energy of you essentially moving past possibly some inner conflict that you were essentially experiencing. I am definitely getting that. It could be that this was just inner conflict that you were experiencing about a particular situation, but this could also represent you moving past like tension and conflict that you were having here with someone. Okay. What's the overall energy for the person Virgo's connecting with? Okay, or will be connecting with? We have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Codependency could very well be similar, to the devil in tarot. It's also very similar to the Eight of Swords in tarot. It could be dealing with a Capricorn, possibly a Gemini. It's interesting, Virgo, because I feel like you're definitely deciding to not dwell on the past anymore and just simply move forward. But this one over here, quite the opposite. This person does come off to me as somebody who's still stuck in the past, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I am getting that. You're moving past the past. They're stuck in it. What's the overall energy for this connection? We have, it's safe for you to love, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is a message for them, to be honest. Not necessarily for you, but we do have wedding. The situation involves marriage. For some of you, you could be married to this person or in a committed relationship with them. Of course, a relationship could very well represent what it is that the both of you are working towards, but let's get into your reading, Virgo, and see what's going on here. How does Virgo currently view this relationship? Okay. So we have the King of Wands, we got the 10 of Wands, and then we also have the 6 of Swords. Yeah, with that 10 of Wands coming out here, Virgo, this is you leaving the past in the past. You're kind of realizing that by holding on to whatever happened in the past, it's just not serving you in any way, shape, or form. And this is you realizing that it's time for you to just let it go and just leave the past in the past. Because I do see you, for the most part, realizing that by holding on to like all of this stuff that happened in the past between the two of you, it's just not serving you in any way, shape, or form, especially because you come off to me as somebody who still wants to be with this person. So yeah, I do feel like this is like a moment of realization that you're having, that, in order to honestly move forward, with this person, especially into calmer waters, it does require you to leave the past in the past, and not continue to hold on to it anymore. Okay. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles, we got the 4 of Wands, and then we also have the 10 of Pentacles. For some of you, you could be dealing with an earth sign strongly, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but we also have fire out here, Aries, Leo, Sag. In regards to how this person is currently viewing this relationship with you, This person is definitely noticing things drastically improving here between the two of you. And it could have a lot to do with the fact that you're deciding, you know, to leave the past in the past. You know, maybe because you're refusing to, you know, leave the past in the past, it was creating a lot of tension and conflict and chaos and dysfunction and, you know, just overall instability within this dynamic that the two of you share with one another. But because you're making that choice to leave the past in the past, you know, this person is definitely noticing a drastic, you know, improvement, I would say, between you and this person. And it looks like, you know, they love it. It looks like this person really, really does love how things are drastically improving here between the two of you. Okay, let's keep going. How does this person currently feel? Okay, so we do have the Judgment card, we do have the Six of Swords, and then we also have the Lovers out here. I do want to look at the Judgment card because the Judgment card can definitely speak about past, you know, experiences or like events that transpired here between you and this person. Okay, I do want to look into that, but before I do, let me break this energy down. With the Six of Swords to the Lovers, I think that the both of you are kind of realizing that in order to make this work, it requires the both of you, not just one of you. It requires the both of you to leave the past in the past. So everything that they put you through, you're deciding to leave it in the past. Everything that, you know, you put them through, they know that they have to leave it in the past in order for this dynamic between the two of you to get better, in order for this dynamic between the two of you to work. They know what they have to do, which is leave the past in the past. Now, here's my worry and concern with this person, because I was already kind of getting that off of them. I see you leaving the past in the past. I see you moving past whatever happened here between the two of you in the past. Them, on the other hand, they're kind of stuck in the past and whatever happened here between the two of you in the past. They know that they got to let it go, though. They know what they have to do. They're just not doing it. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Let's look at the Judgment card. Tell me more about Judgment. Okay. We got the Two of Wands. We also have the Seven of Cups. We also have the Seven of Swords as well. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this person's very stuck in the past, Virgo, and everything that they went through, you know, with you, and everything that you put them through. It's like they constantly find themselves like replaying it over and over and over in their mind, is basically what I'm getting. You know, I just kind of feel like this person has like a lot of questions, like, but I just don't understand. Like, but why did Virgo do this to me? Why did Virgo do that to me? I just don't understand. Like, why did they do this to me? Like, why? I just want to know, but why? It kind of looks like there's like a lack of clarity on this person's behalf in regards to like certain things, I guess, that you put them through, or everything, you know, that you put them through. That's definitely a possibility. That's definitely a possibility, but I am definitely getting that because there's such a lack of clarity on this person's behalf in regards to why you did them the way that you did them, why you put them through the things that you put them through. You know, it's causing them to remain stuck in the past. They know that they need to let it go, you know, and just leave the past in the past in order for this to work. They know what they have to do. They know what they have to do. That's besides the point here. It's just kind of hard for them to do it when there's just such a lack of clarity here on their behalf in regards to why you, I guess, put them through the things that you put them through. I am getting that. It's like this person has a boatload of unanswered questions. Does that make sense? And I feel like that's what makes it hard for this person to be like, okay, I'm gonna leave the past in the past and just, you know, move forward, you know, with Virgo, you know. Okay, let's jump back over to you, my friends. How does Virgo currently feel? We have the Page of Pentacles, we got the Four of Swords, and then we also have the Ace of Cups. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Swords. Okay. All right. Virgo, in regards to how you're currently feeling about this relationship, I do believe that you're noticing a drastic improvement here between the two of you. You know, this to me feels like an energy of you essentially noticing things getting better between the two of you. This to me feels like an energy of you noticing things essentially healing here, you know, between the two of you. Little do you know, though, this person's still hurting. This person's still stuck in the past. See, the thing is, Virgo, is that I think that you think that because things on the surface between the two of you appear to be good, appear to be great, it has you thinking, all right, wow, we're making some progress here. Like, things are looking good, things are looking great. This is awesome, right? But little do you know, you know, this person's still hurting. This person's still hurting, you know, over things that you essentially, you know, put them through. This person's still, you know, replaying, you know, everything that you basically put them through in their head over and over again. And they're asking themselves, but why did Virgo put me through this? And why did Virgo put me through that? But that doesn't make sense. I don't understand. What, you know, I didn't deserve this from them. I didn't deserve that from them, you know? So it's just something to be aware of, because the thing is, Virgo, is that I can tell that this person's still stuck in the past. And I can also tell that this person knows what they have to do, you know, in order to not continue to remain stuck in the past. But I could also tell that they're not communicating all of this to you. They're not communicating all of this to you whatsoever. They're not communicating to you that they're replaying, you know, everything that you've ever put them through over and over and over in their head. They're not, you know, expressing to you that they have a lot of unanswered questions, you know, which makes it very hard for them to move forward and move on with their life, and just, you know, let it go and just focus on, you know, just leaving the past in the past and, you know, just simply focusing on their future with you. I do feel like it's only a matter of time before you become aware that this person is still stuck in the past. It might seem like they're not, but they totally are. And I do feel like this is going to come up to the surface, to be honest. I do believe that this is going to come up to the surface. And I do believe that you're going to realize that your person is not over a lot of things that they went through and or experienced here, with you. This for you is going to make you feel like you guys went from taking 20 steps forward to one another to like 50 steps backwards. I am definitely getting that. I am getting that. Okay. Because again, it's like a lot of you are currently under the impression that things are getting better, things are getting good. And then when this comes up to the surface, you know, because it will, that's kind of besides the point, Virgo, it definitely will. You know, this being, you know, you realizing that your person is, you know, having a hard time, you know, moving past certain things that you essentially put them through, it is going to cause you to feel like you guys are taking, you know, 50 steps backwards. And it might cause you to kind of fall into this mentality also too, Virgo, of feeling, like this is just never going to work between the two of you. I am getting that. A lot of you might find yourself feeling like this is just never going to work between the two of you. Now with the Hierophant coming out here, technically speaking, there is still hope here, you know, for this connection that the two of you share with one another. I just kind of feel like there's a lot, Virgo, of unanswered questions that this person has in regards to why you put them through the things that you put them through. Okay. I feel like once this person gets the clarity that they need, and the, you know, closure, I would say that this person needs, they'll be able to then move forward, and leave the past in the past. But this needs to occur first. Like they need to get the answers to their questions answered. They need to get the closure, you know, in order to honestly move forward with you. But because there's such a lack of clarity and closure here, and there's so many freaking questions that this person has that has yet to go, you know, yeah, that has yet to go answered. It's just keeping them stuck. They don't want to be stuck in the past. They want to move forward, but they're having a hard time doing that because for the reasons why basically I already mentioned. So just keep in mind that when this does occur and this comes up to the surface, Virgo, and you start to find yourself, you know, feeling like, oh man, I guess this is just never going to work because, you know, I thought, you know, we were making progress here, but, you know, I guess not, you know, it might, like I said, cause you to fall into this mentality of, well, this is just not going to work. It's just not, this is not going to work. You know what I mean? I think that you know what it takes in order for this relationship to work. And it requires the both of you to leave the past in the past. But because they're not leaving the past in the past, this is what's causing you to feel like, yeah, this is definitely not going to work. But like I said, there's still hope here. There's still hope. It just requires you to answer this person's questions in regards to why you put them through the things that you put them through. Give them the closure that they need. Give them the clarity that they need, because that's the only thing that's really stopping this person, Virgo, from officially leaving the past in the past. All right, what actions will this person take towards Virgo are moving forward? So we do have the Ace of Swords, okay? We do have the Ace of Wands, and then we do have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so in regards to how this person plans on moving forward, this is why I'm telling you that this is going to come up to the surface, and it's going to come up to the surface very, very soon. And like I said, it's going to cause you to feel like you guys just went from taking, you know, 50 steps, you know, forward to 20 steps backwards, okay? This person is going to be communicating to you very, very soon, Virgo, that, you know, they do want, you know, they do want to be with you, Virgo. They really, really do. You know, you are somebody that means a lot to them. You know, you are somebody that they clearly don't want to essentially be without. So they're going to be communicating to you like, Virgo, I love you. I want to be with you. You know, I want to make this work. But, because there's a but to all of this, they're having a hard time moving past certain things that you essentially put them through. And because of that, right? Because of that, it's creating a lot of inner conflict within this person. It might even be creating a lot of conflict between the two of you. Like, for a perfect example, let's say that you guys get into like a really big fight / argument about, I don't know, why this person left the fucking dishes, you know, in the sink, you know what I mean? Well, then you guys start arguing about, you know, the dishes in the sink, and then, you know, out of nowhere, because this is what they more than likely do, out of nowhere, this person is bringing up stuff, you know, from the past that you basically put them through that has nothing to do with what you guys are initially arguing about, which is basically the dishes in the sink, you know what I mean? That is like a strong indication right there in itself, Virgo, that whatever it is that this person is bringing up from the past is something that they still have yet to heal from. It's something that they have yet to move past. It's something that's still bothering them. It's something that's still hurting them. It's something that's still affecting them, okay? So it kind of looks like, you know, due to them having that lack of clarity in regards to why you put them through the things that you put them through, it has definitely created, like I said, a lot of inner conflict within them, but also conflict between the two of you. With the Nine of Swords coming out here, Nine of Swords represents somebody who's very worried and concerned about the future. Now, when we attach the Moon to all of this, the Moon is like the what if card for me as a reader. So this person tends to think back on the stuff that you put them through, and they start to kind of think to themselves like, oh my gosh, like what if Virgo puts me through this again? And what if Virgo puts me through that again? And it causes this individual to not feel at ease within this dynamic that they share with you. It causes this person to have zero peace of mind within this dynamic that they basically share with you. And it has a lot to do with the fact that this person has a lot of questions that are just completely unanswered right now. This person has, you know, a lack of clarity, you know, in regards to like why you put them through the things that you put them through, you know. I just kind of feel like this person needs clarity. I feel like this person needs to just understand, you know what I mean? Like, why did you put them through the things that you put them through? You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's going to help them, you know, move forward and move on, you know, with you. But it's also going to help them, you know, let go of, you know, whatever happened here between the two of you, you know, in the past. Because the thing is that this person feels, you know, like they've been trying their hardest, you know, to make you happy and make this relationship work. And the fact that you turned around and you did whatever it is that you did to them, you know what I mean? It just causes this person to question, like, but why though? Like, why would you do this to me? Like, I just don't understand. Why would you do this to me, Virgo? Why would you do this to me? You know, it's the why that bothers them the most. It truly is. It's the why that bothers them the most, because this person feels like they've tried to be the best version of themselves that they could possibly be for you. You know, they feel like they tried to do everything under the sun to try to make this relationship work. And the fact that you turn around and you did whatever it is that you did, it just has them like sitting here questioning, but why? Like, I don't understand. Why would they do this to me? Why? It's the why that won't let them move on. It's the why that won't let them let this go. It's the why that currently has this person experiencing zero peace of mind. You know, you could also look at this energy as somebody who doesn't feel safe and secure either within this dynamic that they share with you, you know? So then there's that. Now let's go back over to you, Virgo, and see what's going on. I just feel like this person's conflicted, because especially with that Two of Pentacles coming out here, which basically speaks of a decision needing to be made on their behalf. It's like they know they want to be with you. They know they want to make this relationship work. But at the same exact time, they can't fucking ignore this. They can't ignore this. They can't ignore, you know, the fact that they're experiencing zero peace of mind. They can't ignore the fact that they're experiencing a lot of, you know, inner conflict. They can't ignore, you know, the fact that they're still hurt by whatever it is that you did. You know, they can't ignore the fact that they just don't understand but why you did this to me, Virgo? Why did you do this to me? Why did you do this to me? You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing, is that all of this is making this person question if this is honestly something that they can continue to put themselves through, to be honest. Because if this person continues to remain with you while feeling this way, while thinking this way, they don't know honestly if they could do it. They don't know if they can spend the next 5 years of their life stressing. They don't know if they can spend the next 5 years of their life experiencing this inner conflict. They don't know if they can honestly spend the next 5 years questioning, but why? Why did Virgo do this to me? Why? They don't know if they can do that. They don't know if they can do that. And again, it's like, it looks like they've been trying to make this relationship between the two of you work, even after everything, right, that you put them through. Not entirely sure what you put them through. Obviously, you would know. And even then, it's been hard. It's been hard for them. It's been challenging for them. It's been stressful for them. It truly has. So I feel like this person's kind of reaching this point where they feel like they need to kind of make a choice here. It's either they're going to continue to remain with you and feel this way, or they're just going to accept the fact that this thing that they're doing to themselves, you know, by remaining with somebody who put them through whatever it is that they put them through, and here they are still dealing with it, having a hard time moving past it, having a hard time making peace with it. Like, I don't know, this person, it kind of looks like, I want to say that they're contemplating on bringing this thing to an end, but because I'm not getting any sort of like cards that represent, you know, this marriage, you know, ending between the two of you, or this relationship ending between the two of you, I don't think that they actually will bring this relationship to an end. Well, I'll say it like this. I don't think that this marriage or this relationship is gonna come to an end, but I think that they're considering ending it, just due to like the fact that they're still being affected by whatever it is that you put them through in the past. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically what I'm getting. So they're going to take it into consideration, as far as ending the relationship is concerned, because they feel like they just can't go on this way. They just can't go on this way. Constantly, being, worried, experiencing all this inner conflict, worried and concerned about you turning around and doing X, Y, and Z to them again. It's like they just don't think that they can continue to live their life this way. It's too hard. It's too stressful. But like I said, and the Hierophant keeps coming out over and over and over again. That's something that I am definitely noticing here. With the Hierophant coming out here, there's still hope and faith to like turn this entire situation around. Yeah, there's still hope and faith to turn this entire situation around. And to be honest, I think that you guys are going to find a way. I'm kind of getting that strongly. I think that you guys are going to honestly legit find a way to like move past all of this, because I don't see this relationship coming to an end. I'm sorry, I just don't see this relationship coming to an end. So I do believe that when this conversation does take place, and you obviously realize that this person is still kind of hung up on a few things that you've essentially put them through, I think that you guys are going to do something to turn this entire situation around, ultimately for the better. So I'm not entirely sure what you guys plan on actually doing to turn this entire situation around. I mean, the Hierophant can definitely represent the two of you deciding to seek outside help. So you guys might be going to, a counselor, to, discuss like the unresolved issues that you guys have with one another. And that just might be the thing that, helps the two of you get back on track all over again. And most importantly, helps them, move forward and just, with you and leave the past in the past. But you guys are going to end up doing something. I just don't know what. That's the only thing that I can think of, is that you guys are deciding to go to like couples counseling. But for others of you, you guys could very well be deciding to do possibly something else that's going to really really help this person, move forward and just leave the past in the past. All right, what actions will Virgo take towards this person or moving forward? So we do have the Queen of Cups. We do have the okay, we have the Queen of Cups, we got the Seven of Swords, and then we also have the Queen of Swords. Interesting. Virgo, when this person brings up, so when this person brings up their worries and their concerns to you in regards to them having a very difficult time, like moving past, like, the stuff that you basically put them through, like I said, it's going to make you feel like you guys go from taking 50 steps forward to like 100 steps backwards. I just keep getting like an energy of, how do I explain what you're doing here to them? Because I don't feel like what you're doing here to them is going to really help the situation, to be completely honest. And I feel like this is kind of why this person has had such a difficult time just leaving the past in the past. And it could have a lot to do with the way that you've been approaching all of this with them. I am getting that, but it's an energy of them, for example, telling you, Virgo, like, after everything that you put me through, I'm just so worried and concerned that you're just going to turn around and put me through it again. And it's just stressing me out, Virgo. And it's just, I just don't know what to do, it kind of looks like your rebuttal to all of this is kind of like flipping things in other words, like on them, like, oh, well, I could sit here and say the same, I could sit here and say the same, and I can sit here and, think the same things that, you're thinking. I just choose not to, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's not really helping them, Virgo. It's not really helping them. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's kind of like the epitome of just kind of like flipping it back onto them. Like, well, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but, I could sit here and do the same thing. I can sit here and think you're going to put me through X, Y, and Z. Again, I just choose not to. I just choose not to, I just don't feel like it's helping, though. I just don't feel like it's helping the situation. That's my thing. I think, Virgo, you want this to work between the two of you. You know, I am definitely getting that. It's like you're very committed and devoted to, like, you know, making sure, you know what I mean, that this relationship between you and this human lasts a test of times. You know what I mean? Because that's what you want at the end of the day. But it's like, you don't really know, especially with the Knight of Wands to the Moon to the Eight of Pentacles coming out here. The Moon could definitely represent, like, you know, a lack of clarity. I just feel like you don't really know how to fix this. And what follows is the Nine of Swords and the 10, not the 10 of Swords, the 5, well, the 9 of Swords to the 5 of Swords. Sorry, I'm all over the place. It's still early. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to wake up. But you know what I mean, Virgo? I feel like you don't really know what to do to try to fix this. You don't know. You don't know what to do to try to fix this entire situation here between the two of you. You know, I feel like you did everything that you thought would fix and repair things here between the two of you. But now you're starting to kind of realize, okay, wait a minute. It's like everything that I am doing to try to fix and repair this, it's just not working. It's just not working. It's just not working. And that's what's causing you to fall into this mentality of, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Lovers. We also have the Three of Wands. And then we got the Hierophant yet again. I can't emphasize this enough. You guys are going to end up doing something. I don't know. You guys are going to end up doing something in the near future that is going to actually help this person leave the past in the past and officially heal from it and move past it. I just don't know what it is that you guys are going to end up doing, but whatever it is that you guys are going to end up doing in the end is going to be the very thing that's going to, like, turn this entire situation around in ways that neither one of you thought honestly was possible. Because I feel like it kind of got to that point for the both of you where you started to kind of feel like this is just not going to work. They started to kind of feel like, I don't know if I can do this anymore, to the point where the both of you kind of found yourself in a predicament of essentially feeling like you guys might have to end up letting one another go. But it kind of looks like something ends up happening in the end between the two of you that just turns absolutely everything around between you and them. But it's something that the both of you are doing in the end that's going to make all the difference in this entire situation. And whatever it is that you guys are doing in the end, it's something that you guys have never done before. I am getting that. You guys have never done this particular thing before. And this thing that you guys have never done before is going to be the very thing that's going to turn this entire situation around ultimately for the better. Is basically what I'm getting. Again, the Hierophant to the Hierophant. I don't see this relationship coming to an end. I just don't see this relationship coming to an end between the two of you. Whatever it is that you guys are going to end up doing in the end, it's going to free this person. It's going to free this person from, like, you know, this pain that you essentially caused them, and it's going to help them, like, officially, like, let it go and move forward and move on with their life. With the Hangman coming out here, this could definitely represent seeing things from a whole new perspective. I feel like this person's gonna get the clarity that they need in regards to, like, why you put them through the things that you put them through. Maybe this person had a very difficult time understanding, like, why you put them through the things that you put them through, which made it very hard and challenging for them to move forward and move on with their life. And maybe you guys are going to couples counseling, and maybe that's what's, you know, helping this person better understand, like, okay, this is why, you know, Virgo, you know, did what they did. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this person feels like whatever it is that you did do that left them extremely hurt and disappointed was something that you were trying to do intentionally. Like, this person, like, how do I explain this? It's like they felt like you were trying to intentionally hurt them and disappoint them is basically what I'm getting. And I feel like that's what really bothered them the most, is that they really did think that you were, like, intentionally trying to hurt them, you know, disappoint them, you know, things like that. And I feel like that was very hard for this person, because here they are building a life with someone that they think was intentionally trying to hurt them. You know what I mean? Was essentially after them, you know, didn't have their best interests at heart. And I feel like their perception of all of that is basically changing. It's like the best way I can describe it is I'm seeing here. It's changing. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hold you when I say this. Like, this person goes from looking at you like, yeah, it's like this person goes from looking at you like you don't have their best interests at heart. You're the evil villain. You know, they just can't do this anymore with you, to this, you know, which is a positive shift that we're seeing here in this person's perception, you know, of you and this dynamic that they share with you. It's like they go from looking at this connection with you like they just can't do it anymore, to like not being able to picture and or fathom, you know, their life without you. It's like they go from looking at you like you're this evil villain to now looking at you like, oh, like you're not the evil villain anymore, you know? Whatever it is that you guys are about to do in the end, to salvage this marriage and a relationship that you guys share with one another, I can't emphasize this enough. It's going to be something that you guys never did before. And it's going to be the very thing that's going to turn this entire situation around, ultimately for the better, between the two of you. Because it kind of looks like, and I feel like this is like, you know, I feel like this was their energy in the past. With the Ten of Swords to the Knight of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles to the Tower to the Three of Cups, due to whatever it is that you basically put this person through in the past. And again, I'm not entirely sure exactly what you put this person through. Obviously, you would know, but I feel like they wanted, you know, to just still make it work either which way. You know, I feel like they wanted, you know, to just simply leave, you know, the past in the past, but I feel like they were just constantly reminded of it. They were just constantly reminded of it, to the point where it caused them to essentially, you know, fear, you know, what if Virgo does this to me again? What if Virgo does that to me again? But like I said, Virgo, moving forward, it's like this whole like, well, yeah, you can think these things about me and I can sit here and think that about you too, but I choose not to, you know what I mean? And it's like, I just don't feel like that's like really helping them, you know, but, and I get where you're coming from. It's like all you're trying to really do is like, you know, get this person to see things from a new perspective, you know, from a different perspective. But I just kind of feel like that is just not working. But I do feel like in the end, you guys will definitely discover exactly what you guys need to do in order to turn this entire situation around. And I do see you guys discovering exactly what you guys need to do in order to turn this entire situation around, and you guys will. Now, this doesn't have to mean that you guys are going to go to like couples counseling or anything like that. This could be you guys deciding to do something that you guys never done before to try to salvage this relationship, and then boom, it just so happens to work. You know what I mean? But here's one thing that I will say, Virgo, you know, and this goes for you as well as, you know, for your person. You guys will find a way. That's just what it all boils down to. You guys will find a way to salvage this marriage, to salvage this relationship. You guys will find a way. It's going to happen. So if you're going through a hard time right now with your significant other, don't get discouraged, because you guys will find a way to salvage this relationship. And whatever it is that you guys plan on doing next to salvage this relationship, it kind of looks like this time around, it's going to actually work. Because it kind of looks like you guys have done a lot of things, you know, in the past to try to make this relationship work, which caused the both of you to become very discouraged over time because nothing was working. But whatever it is that you guys are doing in the end to salvage this marriage and a relationship, it's going to make all the difference. This time, Virgo, it's going to actually work out. This time, Virgo, it's actually going to get 10 times better. This time, Virgo, they're actually going to make peace with the past and just let it go, and move forward and move on, you know, with you in their life. Because at the end of the day, that's what the both of you essentially wanted, you know, in the end, is to forgive one another and just leave the past in the past. But it just kind of looks like you were able to do it. It just kind of looks like they weren't. They were kind of struggling just a little bit, but that very soon will be coming to an end. They're no longer going to be struggling with moving past whatever happened between the two of you in the past. They're no longer going to be, you know, affected by whatever happened between you and this person in the past. They will let it go. So this time around, it looks like this is actually going to work. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading.